Another week, another video. And this was something I all pretty much forgot to discuss, so I'm going to discuss it now. So there is a community on the online sphere. And most of you would know them as, back then, it was BookTube. Maybe they're still around. But more likely than not, nowadays, you'll know about Book Talk. So these are online influencers who'll discuss a book, rate it, review it, all that jazz. And so I've kind of more than not mentioned that I pursue an English major for quite some time, almost done at the time of this recording. And I am, it's easy to believe, understandable that it would cross your mind at one point, why doesn't the English major join the BookTube or Book Talk community? And it's not that I don't want to. I mean, I will eventually join it whenever possible. Well, and this is how the process works. So, how I was once told that an analysis is deeper than a review. So, what happens during the analysis, what you got to prepare is that you sit there, you discuss, you read, you sit, you discuss for maybe an hour or two, once or twice a week, depending on how it goes. Then you contemplate it some more. Then you look up several quotes, and then you have to write something that's like usually 1,000 words or longer, and then use direct evidence, all that jazz. So for like the past quite a while now, literature revolves around my life. I'm always consumed by it. I'm always reading something. And so it's not, and then another great YouTuber once said, it's not 100 pages. It's another 100 pages to like just be inspired on what they said. So, and then ever since the beginning of 2024, based on all the feedback I get and all this practice and interpretation analysis that I do, it's very apparent that ever since the beginning of 2024, that style, that method I've done has bleed into my videos whenever I have to do a review now. But it is a review, but it's more like a formal review, more like an analysis. And to me, whenever I look back and compare and contrast to the reviews, truth be told, and this ain't no way to put down anybody, I don't want to assume that people do these things just for their ulterior motives. I like to assume, like, right away, the first thing I will always assume is that if a review is done because they really, really want to spend all their time discussing it and sharing their thoughts about it. True. But then whenever I compare to the stuff I normally have to analyze and these reviews, it really, really, really bothers me that a lot of times these reviews will summarize something and then scratch the surface on interpretation, when I have to spend a lot of time reading a lot of stuff and then cross-examining all this stuff and proofreading. And to be honest, it seems like a lot of times this hobby is like maybe the third or fourth thing down on my priority list. The first is my dog. Always don't forget to pet your pet if you haven't done this yet. So maybe, and it would be very obvious that once I do these book talk or booktuber reviews on a regular basis, that it might be a little too intense what I'd have to share. And I don't want to like assume that I have to dumb down anything for my audience. I believe that somebody should be able to fully enjoy and fully comprehend that. I don't treat like anyone like they're a moron or that I have to just water down stuff. So that's probably a pretty something I'd have to work on, is to balance that for a casual audience, get immersed by, and then just anyone that's pretty like well knowledgeable into this kind of topics would be able to casually just be comfortable just experiencing. So eventually, before I know it, I'll join that side of the book online influencer community, and maybe I will or will not stand out in my own way. And when it happens, I really hope we can all just get along, right? A little cheesy, but it is better than to eat dirt. So, I know there's a very, very popular topic that regarding a literature thing, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be. I think the longer I reread these passages, I have a reasonable grounds to have an idea that this might have been one giant troll fic to spite Shane Dawson on his memoir. And if that is the case, then maybe it seems kind of plausible. Yeah, and if this is true and somebody did buy a physical copy to just regain a comeback instead of just mentally challenging themselves, I will have to say this will be the first time I cannot say truthfully, boy, he sure got me. Oh, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I get inspired. Like, believe it or not, it's friendly competition. I'm sometimes, like, my fellow writers, songwriters, book reviewers, online reviewers, influencers, all that, they inspire me in some way, knowing how can I be that creative? Can I be that creative too? So, maybe I'm just that kind of, maybe I just don't want to show how boring I am. I don't want to make things too boring. So, I guess if you want to skip to the end of the video, long story short, the BookTube and the book talk and the online book influencer community, you guys are just not ready for me. I'm ready for you more than you are ready for me. But when I'm ready for it to join the book online community, you better get ready for it. You may be a part of history.